I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to our channel here at Underdeveloped, and today we have another movie review for you guys. We're really going heavy with the movie reviews. Oh, yeah. And for this one, it is called A Real Pain. It is directed by Jesse Eisenberg. It is the actor Jesse Eisenberg. We know him from Social Network and Zombieland and playing the bad interpretation of Lex Luthor.
That he did.
And on top of that, he also directed another film before, so this is his second film that he's directed.
His second film that he's written and directed.
Okay, so he's written and directed his first one too.
Yeah, he did.
Sweet, yeah. And he also produced it as well. Yep, and this stars Jesse Eisenberg, of course, the lead. Kieran Culkin is the co-lead. So Real Pain is this real odd couple pairing, cousins, pretty much like brothers. They grew up together, and their grandmother died within recent months. And they kind of like grown estranged somewhat, just living different lives. Jesse Eisenberg plays David. You know, he's the more stable, has the family and the wife, kid, lives in the city. While Kieran Culkin plays the cousin. He lives more like in Binghamton, upstate, and you know he's going through a hard time. You know, and he doesn't really have his shit together, but he has this really like very open, free spirit personality. He's very like confident. He loves talking to people. He has this charming presence that like elates everyone around him. While Jesse's more like shy and reserved. You know. Yeah. So yeah, that's where the odd couple comes in, and yeah, so they decide to take a trip together back to Poland, where the grandmother is both from. Yeah, where the grandmother's both from, and they want us to basically see where she lived, you know, and then also in that Jesse Eisenberg's character David was like, yeah, we should just also do a tour too. So they end up going on this tour in Poland, and they get to pretty much go through all these different sites. You know what I mean? To see the history of Jews in Poland. And all stuff that happened. And it brings up some memories and brings up some feelings. And a lot of things that were not said between them kind of comes to light somewhat. While also dealing with their past. Yeah. That's kind of what the movie is.
Yeah. That's basically just general plot.
Yeah.
It's not a super plot-heavy movie. It's more of a character-heavy movie.
Yeah, it's very character-driven. The plot is like, it's really just them and going on a tour in Poland and visiting sites and just getting knowledge and just going through their own problems and figuring that shit out. That's pretty much, the movie's really simple. It's not like a super plot heavy complex. No.
Yeah.
Which is fine because character driven stuff is great, especially if you're on a lower budget, which I assume these guys are on.
Overall, I actually really like this movie. Like I really didn't know what to expect going in, but as you said, this is like a perfect odd couple scenario. I think Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, they really have fantastic chemistry. They really bounce off each other well. Like we really get the sense that Kieran's character is this very like charismatic guy, as you said, but we also get to see like the more deeper parts of their relationship and their performance. Like Kieran has these fantastic breakdown moments where he just like completely gets unhinged and gets crazy. Yeah. And Jesse has, like, I feel like Jesse has a lot of really great moments in this movie where like his like more his general persona that he always has in every movie kind of like gets deflated a little bit in some scenes, or you can feel like this depression and anger kind of seeping into him, just seeing his cousin in this state. Yeah. Just wanting to snap back at him.
This is the one time he hasn't really played a dick in any of these movies.
Yeah, Jesse's usually a complete fucking asshole in most of these movies.
Yeah, he's like an old smart ass prick. That's kind of like his MO.
Yeah.
You know, but like here it kind of worked for him. It kind of felt real and not like just a character. Like it felt like an actual person. He made it very 3-dimensional. Yeah. Like these two, honestly, because even in like he also plays Ronan Roy in Succession, which is a huge show that just ended earlier this year. And his character's kind of the same, like in terms of like like just the not necessarily all the same, but like in terms of like certain personality quirks, and it's the way we play the character is kind of similarity in the person. It's not too basically not too much daylight between those characters in terms of like the way they communicate and from it's a performance angle, it's kind of played the same. So he's obviously someone that doesn't have too much range. They both don't have really much range like that. So it seems like they both kind of just played to their strengths.
Yeah.
You know, they like, you know what I mean? And it's always great. It's okay. It's not. It's sometimes you just like typecast. You know, sometimes you just a certain way. It's fine. You know what I mean? You don't have to be such a super versatile actor.
No.
Like you could just it's about being convincing, and if that's the way you can be convincing, then do it. So just think it's not every role's going to be for you, which is fine.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, people, like a lot of actors treat typecasting like it's the end of the world, but it isn't really always, because at least you are getting consistent work, and you can, like, play with your typecast to an extent.
Yeah.
Because Jesse Eisenberg, like as you said, Jesse Eisenberg does play a very similar character to a lot of his other movies, but he is lacking distinct qualities, like the assholeness that you usually get with him.
Because he did a variation of what he usually would do.
Yeah. And having variations on a theme can be very fun and creative for an actor to explore.
Yeah. So still familiar, but unfamiliar at the same time. Same thing for Kieran.
Yeah, because you just made the excellent point of Succession.
Yeah. So yeah, and I've seen actors that done it. Like Jason Bateman made a whole career of pretty much acting the same exact way in all of his movies.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like I said it at dinner. And they was like, yo, you better not tell him. I'm like, I'll tell him. Like, I'll be honest. Like, you know, like, it is what it is. Like, sorry, you're not some super talented actor that's very versatile. You're not Christian Bale. Sorry. You know what I mean? Not even Leo. Like, you know what I mean? Or Daniel Day-Lewis. Sorry, those guys are chameleons. They can play. Will Smith has actually broke that very ironically.
Yeah.
Because he really changed. He changed his persona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shit, nowadays he's a serious actor. Like, he's a legitimately Oscar serious actor.
Yeah.
He was a bubblegum, like, comedic timing, action, you know what I mean, slick talking, you know what I mean, like think he's so fly kind of personality.
Back in the day he was the cool guy. Now he's serious respected actor.
And now he does more, and it started in 2000s when he did Ali, because he got nominated for an Oscar for that role. That was more one of his first real serious roles.
That was his first Oscar.
Before that, he was just really doing action roles. Action roles with some comedian who's playing the same guy pretty much, like a cool, charming brother in this sea of whites, and he's fucking fighting aliens. That was pretty much what he's been developing for his whole career.
Yeah,
and then he did Thriller with Gene Hackman, which was kind of stepping in the right direction, but still kind of the same character he was playing.
Yeah, but then he moved on to movies like Pursuit of Happiness and I Am Legend.
Was really a good performance from him. That's when I was like, yo, this guy, he did a really good job, because it wasn't just even his performance; it felt real. His body language, like he really played to this guy and this guy's struggles. He really brought that in full frontal. Anyways, back to this. Yeah, I love this movie, man. I love it. It's really deep, very personal, but also very simple. Like, nothing much happens in the movie. It's really just a tour guide of Poland and visiting a few sites and getting emotional, you know? But it works, man, because it's enough of a natural situation, a normal day, a normal situation, a normal spot of time, and just real drama moving these characters from one place to another. Like, for example, when Kieran is like, yo, dude, you just keep laying out factoids, and it's like, we forget to live in the moment, you know what I mean? And then that came full circle when he's like, you know, I felt a little fucked up at the moment, but then I thought about no one ever really, I always say, people feel free to let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, because the guy's not from Poland himself, so he does have that level of, like, I'm intruding on this other people's culture. So it's like, he was like, yo, I actually really appreciate that. And in certain subtle moments where it's like, even though he's more like, Kieran Culkin is the character, Benji, he's a little more like he's a little more like out there, and he says some wild shit sometimes that's kind of inappropriate, you know what I mean? And then David has to apologize for him, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that he does that quite frequently. Yes. You know what I mean? But even so, people still react to him because he has the boldness to say shit that no one else is gonna say. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you could tell that's something he wishes he has. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really come for full tuition. They don't like make a whole thing about it. But something that's there. You could say all the things that contributes to them having their problems. You know what I mean? It's all there. They just don't say it, and they don't need to say it.
Yeah, you know? They don't, because without giving too much exposition, they do perfectly paint like the whole history of what these two people have been through. They
literally paint his whole history without really saying anything. You know what I mean? Like, you could just tell by the subtleties.
Exactly. Like, we have very vague details on a lot of things that happened. Not a whole lot of even exposition scenes, really. So the fact that they're able to communicate all this like history through that little bit of exposition is very impressive. It's masterfully done.
And all the supporting characters, like, you get to know a lot about them, and we barely re-talk them too much because it just comes up naturally. Like, yo, this lady's fucking sad. She looks sad. I'm gonna go and talk to her. And then he comes back to me and be like, yeah, she told me she had all these problems. That's her way to get a lot about the character in a way that feels real. Yeah. Something that actually happened. You know what I mean? like they just mastered normal. You know, I mean, they mastered the idea of just of like normal instincts, normal interactions, and letting the drama create itself instead of forcing it.
Exactly. Like, this isn't like your typical Hollywood movie in the slightest. This is very much like, it feels like a slice of life. I think that's...
It was slice, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like, you don't need a whole beginning to end thing. You're just putting these guys' lives, they're going to go their ways. Hopefully their ship turns better or it doesn't. I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. It's kind of vague, but...
Yeah. Like, there's a lot you can interpret with the ending.
Yeah, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Because then he tried to kill himself, so I don't know. That's going to come back again. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And it came up for a second because he came early in the theater. I mean, the airport, because he's like, y'all like speaking to these fucking, you know what I mean, people at the airport. They're crazy. So it's like, and it kind of came at full circle, but we know what that means because he had a real sad look on his face. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point is that they need to reconnect a little more. You know what I mean? So he's like, yo, maybe come down to have dinner. He's like, nah, I'm fine. You know what I mean? But the whole thing was like, it was always about at least you were there. Even though he gave him shit about like sleeping, whatever else, at least when he came out. But then he's like, yo, used to feel shit, used to be like me. Like what the hell happened? He's like, yo, I grew the fuck up. You know what I mean? And like most adults, I have to compartmentalize my feelings. You know, I can't just go out unleashing it. Mm-hmm. But Kieran's different. He's a free spirit. He will unleash his emotions. If you're not feeling something, he'll say it, which is very powerful and very beneficial, but then it could also blow up in your face.
Oh, it definitely can.
And you can tell that probably played into a lot of where his life is, because he probably tells shit people. He probably says very appropriate things that makes people uncomfortable, probably, and then some people may not find it charming, but then for some people, especially in social interactions, it works.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it's all portrayed there, all naturally. It doesn't feel like they're just throwing things in there. Like it feels like the drama is creating itself, and that's like the best kind of writing, the best kind of acting. We just feel it's like just natural, normal day interactions that just causing this chain of events. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And going on this tour is absolutely doing them no favors, because they're going on a tour which includes a lot of very strong Holocaust imagery, which both these characters come from a Jewish family, so that must be extra uncomfortable for them.
Yeah, he was fucking crying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't even say I blame them, quite frankly. Just some pretty disturbing shit in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie's good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Definitely a top 10 movie of the year, for sure.
Yeah. This is a question of where does it go.
Jesse, this is probably your best project, or one of them.
Honestly, I think I could say it's the best. It's
and not only started, you also directed it and wrote it and produced it. That's impressive, brother. You did your thing. Mm-hmm. Congrats. It's not easy, and you did it. You produced it. That means you incepted it. You created the idea. You wrote the fucking script. You wrote the story. You directed and was the star. Mm-hmm. And it came out good. Good for you, man. It's nothing but a win. No matter how much the movie makes, you made a good movie, produced, written, directed a good movie. Nothing but upside.
Yeah.
Movies like this aren't made to make a lot of money or any money at all. Mm-hmm. It's really almost a showcase at this point to see what you got.
Basically, yes. These movies are made to boost your own reputation, hopefully get you an Oscar nom, and I hope I hope this movie gets some representation in the Oscars this year. I really do. But this is good shit.
But if it makes a lot of money, then that's just a bonus, you know? Mm-hmm. Like La La Land, they didn't give a fuck about that making a lot of money. They just know it was good, it looked good, it was good performances. But then they ended up making a lot of money, like $400 million. Yeah. So it was like, for like a $30 million budget, I was like, you know, you know.
Even if this does make a lot of money, the reputation you can get from this movie, that would make your next project make more money, probably.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I highly recommend this movie. This is good. It's really
Same here.
Really of characters and natural motion and drama. Yeah, this is your spot.
Yeah,
this is the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. I hard agree. This is compelling as drama. So please, if there's like a slick screening available, then absolutely go see it. Support your local movie theaters and watch good ass movies like this one.
Absolutely, agreed. Oh, scores. I think I'll agree with Rotten Tomatoes. 94, I think works.
Yeah, this is really fucking good. I would give it a 94 too.
Yeah, it was solid.
I can't argue with that score.
It's definitely a top 10 for sure. Maybe even a top 5.
Probably.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's that.
That's folks. Make sure to like, subscribe, and you'll see you next time for some more content.
Later, guys. Peace.